Let us see what all are the contents in the service layer and what does all it do. Let's come back to the code. So service layer is located at the pre-bus. So the first thing is the service constructor. It all implements iProcess customer service. The constructor takes all these dependencies which will be processed using DI. Flexed host is one utility that will find several methods in that. So we can see the definition little bit. So all different utilities are there for conversion, query. So we'll have a different session on this in detail later. So now let us come back to our add customer. If you notice, the add customer was called in our controller and it gives the result for success or failure to the controller, and that in turn return the result to the user. So the add customer takes the customer params. In the param we have the input API model and the user ID, because user ID can be identified only in the controller using your authorize methods. Then we create a sequence basis. So we create one data packet is created using the sequence, and the business rule is run with the sequence. The sequence contains the actual sequence of customer and data packet. We'll dissect that in a while now. And the business rule runs. So what does it do? So let us go to the sequence. So the sequence contains the plugins which needs to be executed. So the plugins are a part of, so then these are the two plugins. So it contains the method and calls the method that belongs to a data packet. So the actual logic remains with the data packet methods for the plugins. So this will help if you have the same method call in multiple plugins. There's a reason we have put all the actual logic inside the data packet method itself. So we have the data packet here constructor as we saw earlier, and the validation method gets called with the sequence. So this we have explained during the validation. So we'll focus only on the service. So it executes the sequence and all the plugins, and now we have the command. If the packet has any errors, that will be returned to the user. If it doesn't have any error, it creates a command object. It assigns the ID. We are assigning a sequential GUID. This is one of the best practices we have found while implementing a lot of systems internally, and passes the model. So the process command is called after that. So the process command sends the message to the bus. So that in turn will be handled by the handler. At this point, if it is non-eventual and you don't want to send a message in the bus, we have another option where the handler code gets called here itself without sending it to the bus. So your database processing can happen here itself, but we don't encourage that you do too much, because the scalability is much high when you do with the bus, and you can handle some of the conditions very well when with the plugins and validation. So things will work out much better. So you go through the eventual consistency topics. Whenever there are a lot of articles on that, we also will share some of the references. So you can, we have by default we have followed eventual consistency, but you can also take up non-eventual consistency at places where it is really required and there is no other choice. So it creates a command result. In the result we are passing the ID and sending it back to the user. Here there is another model. If you want to pass any more data to the user, front-end user, they want after the bus, after the message is processed with all the validation, if it is a success, then you can pass the extra additional data also with the command to the user. That will be received by the controller. So it will accepted by the controller, and the controller in turn will send it back to the user. So whether it's a success or failure, the data is received from the service and it is sent back to the user. So here one more thing about data packet I would like to share is the data packet, because the data packet is passed through all the plugins. If you want one plugin to give back data which will be processed by another plugin, you can very well do that using the data packet, since it is common across all the plugins. But the plugin which is dependent on the first plugin should always be executed later in the sequence.